Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome and fantabulous episode of Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Logan.
I'm Jeffrey.
Okay. Once again, another fantabulous Friday, which means that we are going to be bringing you some awesome news. Now, for those who don't know, and for those who are beginner watchers, we are here to bring you some news that is a little bit different, a little bit weird, a little bit fun. I'm talking really weird news like video game news, good story news, interesting facts, live music, cooking knowledge. We have it all. And it's going to be another awesome episode. If you guys know, my co-hosts today are Jeffrey, Kevin, and Logan. And it's going to be a show that I know that you are going to absolutely love. Anyways, if you have watched Youth Connect before, or if you haven't, the first person that we always have to start off with is myself, and I will be bringing you some gaming news. Okay, so let's get over here. Come here. Come a bit closer. Let me see you. Hello. Okay, so I actually have a massive list. Now, obviously, I had to condense it because I don't want to go for too long, but it has been a huge week for gaming. So not only this, so Nintendo first dropped a 50-minute direct on June 9th, packed with reveals. Like, I'm talking packed. The biggest being obviously Rhythm Heaven, their brand new Ocarina of Time remake, which I know my brother must be so excited about, and some small other things like, for example, Kingdom Hearts 4 and a new Xenoblade series, but also a new Nintendo Switch Sports Resort and a ton of ports and updates across the board. And then not only that, but we had a whole bunch of other things, like, for example, the Game of the Year. And that was very interesting. Like, for example, Studio MDHR announced not only one, but two Cuphead games. A hand-animated sequel still in early development, and a retro spin-off called Mighty Cuphead Adventure. Both of these are absolutely fantastic, and they're built on the specs of the original Sega Master System. It will be played on modern consoles, but there's actually a physical cartridge for the original hardware being created as well. I think that's absolutely crazy. Also, turning heads, which is very interesting. Stranger Than Heaven from the Yakuza studio, a brand new God of War, which caused a lot of debate, and a Persona 4 revival release date from Xbox. Now, I gotta say, if that's not a list, then I don't know what you guys are talking about, because that is a huge list. There are many other things included in this piece, but what's really important, guys, that if you want to see, I apologize, we are having noisy dogs, but that's just a fact of life. If you guys want to check it out, make sure to check out the Summer Game Fest. And of course, check out the Nintendo Direct as well. Having both of them are also very important. I'm going to keep it moving, though, because it can't just be all me. And next up, we will be having, guess who it is? Kevin, with some all-important news, sports, and that interesting fact that's going to be shared. Whatever could it be today?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Youth Connect News. I'm the host, Kevin Aruja. Here's what's making news today. The Metrolinx called out for an accessibility on a new Eglinton crosstown. The Ford government says the cost of the new Ontario Place parking garage is less than $200 million. Toronto, Ontario is investigating $200,000 apiece to bring back Taste of the Danforth. And least but not least, hundreds of tickets will still be available for Team Canada's first FIFA World Cup game in Toronto. A well-known disability rights advocate is criticizing Metrolinx because he says the new Eglinton Crosstown LRT is not fully accessible for people with disabilities. David Lepowski, a former lawyer who has been blind for most of his life, says he is upset and disappointed. He wants answers from Metrolinx about what he believes are design mistakes that make it harder for people with disabilities to use a transit line. Lepowski and a friendly recently made Lepowski and a friend recently made a video at Chaplin Station to show the problem. He says the textured floor strips that help blind and visually impaired people to find their way only led to the elevator. He believes there should be more of these strips throughout the station and on every level. In the video, Lepowski showed that he has to follow a wall to find the escalator because there are no tactile guides leading to it. The CTV News Toronto asked Metrolinx about these concerns. Metrolinx responded that it is committed to create a transit system that is safe, accessible, and welcoming for everyone. Lepowski said he has sent a letter to the CEO of Metrolinx and is requesting an in-person meeting to discuss the issue. He says people with disabilities still face too many challenges when using public transit. The Ford government says the new parking garage planned for the redeveloped Ontario Place will cost $198 million, not the much higher amounts mentioned in the previous report. The province says the 5-story garage will cost $198 million to design and build. Officials note that this is only about 15% of the $1.3 billion figure that appeared in the Auditor General's 2024 report. In that report, Auditor General Shelley Spence says it would cost the government more to build a new Ontario Science Centre at Ontario Place than to maintain the original Science Centre site. The report also estimated that the overall Ontario Place redevelopment could cost taxpayers $2.2 billion. According to the report, Infrastructure Ontario had estimated parking costs at $280 million for a 4-level parking structure at Exhibition Place, or more than $400 million for a different design that included underground parking. The new garage will have 3,500 parking spaces, 680 electric vehicles, charging stations, and up to 100 bicycle parking spots. It will be built on the current parking lot south of Lakeshore Boulevard West. The province expects the garage to bring it up to $60 million a year in revenue once Ontario Place is fully operating. The Ontario government and the City of Toronto are each giving $200,000 this year to help bring back the Taste of a Danforth, one of Toronto's biggest and most popular street festivals. Earlier this year, Premier Doug Ford and Mayor Olivia Chow announced that their governments would help pay for the return of the festival, which celebrates Greek food, culture, and community. The Greek town and on the Danforth BIA confirmed that the festivals will take place from August 7th to 9th. This will be the first time the 3-day festival has been held in 3 years. In 2023, organizers says they would stop holding the festival starting in 2024 because of financial problems and concerns about higher costs for local businesses. The festival was also canceled in 2022 because of street construction issues, outdoor patio setups, and bike lane changes. It was not held in 2020 or 2021 because of restrictions for the pandemic. The Taste of a Danforth started in 1993 and has attracted as many as 1.6 million visitors in the past years. The city expects more than 1 million people to attend this year's festival for over 3 days. And now moving to the sports news, Team Canada will play its first FIFA World Cup match in Canada on Friday, which is today, but hundreds of tickets are still available. The World Cup, hosted by Canada, the United States, and Mexico, begins on Thursday. Canada's first game is against Bosnia and Herzegovina at Toronto Stadium on Friday at 3 p.m. As of 10 a.m., FIFA's website showed showed that more than 450 tickets had not been sold. The remaining tickets are expensive. Prices include 20 tickets for $1,370, for 148 tickets for $2,300, 250 tickets for $3,135, and premium front row seats for up to $4,705. More tickets are also available through FIFA's resale website, with prices ranging from $920 to $4,809. FIFA has not said why so many tickets remained unsold. However, some soccer fans told CTV News earlier this month that ticket prices were too high. In today's weather forecast, we have mainly sunny this afternoon, with the temperature is, of course, 27 degrees. And tomorrow we will have mainly sunny. The temperature will be another 27 degrees. And now moving forward for the interesting fact, we're going to talk about the Flag Day. Flag Day is an annual observance celebrating a country's national flag, with primary celebrations varying in date and significance depending on a nation. Celebrates the day in 1965, when the iconic red and white maple leaf flag was first raised on Parliament Hill. National Flag Day of Canada Day was officially proclaimed decades later in 1996. And I got 6 interesting facts about Flag Day. The origin, while in the flag, made its debut in 1965. February 15th was not officially proclaimed as National Flag of Canada Day until 31 years later in 1996. The second fact is the design of the flag is twice as long as it wide. Apologies. With the white square in the middle taking up exactly half the area of the flag. The third fact is the maple leaf, the stylized maple leaf in the center has exactly 11 points. The fourth fact is red and white were designated as Canada's official national colors by King George V in 1921. The fifth fact is during the 1964 design contest, nearly 4,000 unique design submissions were sent by Canadians, featuring a wide variety of symbols, including beavers, the Union Jack, and the fleur-de-lis. And last fact is, a global symbol, the flag has reached incredible heights, joining astronaut Chris Hadfield in space and accompanying mountaineer Laurie Skreslet to the summit of Mount Everest. With that, we come to the end of my segment. Tune in for next week's news, weather, and your favorite topic, interesting fact. This is Kevin Laruja, and it's back to you, Aiden.
So I was so surprised that you talk about Canada. I was more expecting you to talk about, the soccer game that's happening right now. But technically you did. But I expected there to be an entire segment towards it. Also, for some odd reason, my camera keeps shifting as I'm talking. So I apologize for that. Now, to ask everybody, and I'm going to bring everybody right now. Do you guys, besides Kevin, because I know Kevin does, for Jeff and for Logan, do you guys like watching sports, specifically soccer?
I'm not really a sports person.
Not a big sports
Not
person?
really either.
No.
Okay. Honestly, I might jump on the same boat with you on that. I know my father absolutely adores it. And actually, right now, it's on the screen as we are doing it, which makes sense. It's important that we watch the sport, especially which right now, I think it's goodness gracious. Now, Kevin, do you know which game is today? I think it's Canada versus Bosnia. I think it's Canada versus Bosnia today.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you know what? Good to represent. Good to watch, especially since it's Canada. Thank you so much, Kevin. Always important to have your news as much as everybody else's. But you know what? Especially since such an important sports events are happening. So let's talk about that interesting but weird and maybe a little bit fun but good story news. So I was really trying to find one that really was good, and I found someone that was crazy. So a tour boat joined the search for a dog that floated 3 miles out to sea in a kayak. After 2 hours of searching, they had found an inflatable boat on the horizon, but couldn't see if the pooch was still on board. And they were basically trying to find his dog that had accidentally kind of floated out to sea accidentally after a kayak got lost and the dog was still in it. But Bruce, the Alsatian, was playing in the waves when his owner put him in an inflatable boat to swim beside him. And the gust of wind dragged the kayak away from the shore of Northumberland in northeast England, and Bruce was suddenly washed out to sea. So his panicking owner raised the alarm, and Coast Guard crew from the nearby town of Seahouses scrambled to search for him last Sunday afternoon. So pretty scary. Video of the two-man crew of Serenity Farne Island Boat Tours shows the moment Captain Jimmy Reed found and spotted the kayak floating in the North Sea. So a lot of people were saying that we were really worried when we first saw the kayak. Maybe it was just abandoned. But thankfully, the crew leapt into action after hearing the alert come through their radio as they made their way back after a tour of the Farne Islands. And thankfully, Bruce's owner had desperately tried to swim after the boat as it got blown out to sea, but unfortunately was forced to turn back. But thankfully, Bruce was a bit hypothermic, but crew wrapped him in towels to warm him up before sailing back to shore, and he was reunited with his relieved owner. Now, it's very important, guys, that Mother Nature is a very scary thing. Sometimes she just gives you a big gust of wind, and for this unfortunate owner, his dog got blown out to sea. I don't know about you. If I saw Chebe get blown out to sea on an inflatable kayak, I think I would start to freak out because, guys, he tried to get the kayak, but he couldn't because of the intensity of the waves. So let's keep a reminder. If you are going to bring your dog on a trip out on the water, connect the two boats together in some way, shape, or form, because if they get blown away, I don't think they're going to be coming back. So thankfully, Bruce was found, because honestly, and every time I say Bruce, I'm thinking about my good friend, Bruce Petherick. Obviously, Bruce wasn't found out in the Atlantic Sea, but you know what? It could have happened. Anyways, though, I'm going to keep it moving. What is next? I'm just playing around. Next up, we are going to be having Logan. And he's going to be sharing what cooking knowledge has to share. Like, what's going on in the culinary world? Is something interesting happened? Did another person gain a star? Who knows?
Hello, Youth Connect. I am Logan. And for today on Youth Connect Culinary News, Toronto celebrates its restaurant industry in a 10th anniversary event. Burger King brings back a classic menu item after 10 years. And 3 tips to hosting a dinner party by a famous New York chef. This week, Toronto's restaurant community has gathered for Toronto Life's 10th annual Best Restaurant celebration at Evergreen Brickworks. Presented by Uber Eats, the event brought together chefs, restaurateurs, hospitality professionals, and food enthusiasts around the city to recognize standout restaurants and showcase Toronto's evolving dining culture. Events included tasting stations from the city's best restaurants, as well as VIP lounges hosted by Stella Artois and Tricon. Now for my next news story, we all know that fast food places like to introduce and discontinue certain fast food items only to bring them back again and then discontinue again. Taco Bell had their Baja Blast Pie, Wendy's had their Thin Mint Frosty, KFC has their Double Down, a chicken sandwich where the buns are replaced with more chicken. And of course, we can't forget McDonald's and their famous McRib, which makes headlines basically every time it's brought back for a limited time. But this week, Burger King has made news, my news specifically, for the return of a menu item that has not seen the light of day for over 15 years. What is this item, you may ask? Chicken nuggets, shaped like their iconic king's crown. Yeah, okay, maybe I hyped you all up a bit for what was just a deep-fried ground-up chicken shaped like royal headwear, but to be fair, the last time this item was on the menu was back in 2006, when they were first discontinued. Last week, these crown-shaped nuggets were brought back as part of a kids' meal with Crayola. Alongside the nuggets, kids will get fries, juice, and a 4-pack of Crayola crayons with a paper crown that they can draw on and customize to their liking. Overall, a pretty wholesome meal deal featuring a menu item that is even older than most of the demographic that they're for. And for my final news story, looking to host a dinner party soon? Perhaps a little insight from Chef Daniel Boulud could help, as this week the renowned New York chef has outlined the 3 things that he thinks makes it for a memorable dinner party. The first is to pay attention to the aroma of your home before guests arrive. You want to set the tone of your party before the moment people walk in, and an inviting smell can help set such mood. The second piece of advice is to serve comforting, soulful dishes such as stews, roasts, braises, or pies. Serve food that will create a warmer and more relaxed atmosphere as opposed to overly fussy restaurant-style food. And the third piece of advice, adapt your serving style to the style of the gathering. Use a more elegant kitchen-to-table approach for small groups where you would serve each person individually, and use a buffet-style setup for larger parties where everything is self-serving. Boulud's overall message is that graced hosting is about creating comfort, warmth, and connection through the senses rather than impressing guests with complicated food. Anyway, that just about wraps up all the news that I have for this week. Thank you all for listening, and back to you, Aiden.
Okay, so my goodness, it's happening again. Okay, so let's talk for a second. I haven't seen those nugs, those crown specific ones in such a long time. And what's interesting is that I'm big Burger King enthusiast. So when I say it's amazing to see that, even though it might be a kid's meal, Logan, I still might buy it because I think I absolutely adore that. The last time they did shaped nuggets was probably year before when they did ghost shaped nuggets. And I don't even know if it was the year before last year. It might have been actually 3 or 4 years ago. But you know what? I haven't seen the crown nugs again in such a long time. You said 2007. So that's a really, really long time. And you know what? It's really exciting because now kids have like a nice little meal and it really feels nostalgic. I think I will be taking my parents to Burger King later today or later tomorrow evening. Thank you so much, Logan. Always important to have that culinary news because I think it's very important. I didn't even know that the nuggets were back, but now that I do, I got to head to Burger King. But before I bring you to Jeff, we have one more bit to bring you some interesting news. And what is it? It's, of course, everyone's fan favorite community news. So what was going on this week? Well, there were a lot of amazing things, let me tell you. Let's talk about what we did every morning at 9:30. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, let me guess. They just had morning chat. Well, I hate to rain on your parade, but not only did we do morning chat, we also did guess what? Tuesdays and Thursdays we did Tabata. And we had some more interesting topics today. I had a lot of people with a lot of things on their mind. And you know what? It's very important that we connect with each other and we don't have any pressure, even though, very funnily enough, this entire week we have been battling Zoom with this whole 40 minutes meeting thing. We only resolved it on Thursday. So that was an interesting thing that happened this week. Not only that, it was an on week, and I will go over each one. On Monday was focused on taste. And Jenna led us through a very incredible cooking class because we learned how to make compound butters. Now, let me just tell you, compound butters are delicious. You know, if you've ever had cowboy butter, that's a form of compound butter. It's basically taking plain butter and giving it a whole bunch of incredible flavors. For example, there were savory options like fresh chives, garlic, Parmesan, chilies, and sage. And there were some sweet options that were given like cinnamon, sugar, maple syrup, cranberries, lime, and orange. And of course, obviously, you're going to need butter to make all of it. Jenna was honestly, it was amazing. It made me hungry, and I kind of want her compound butters. On Tuesday, we learned how to do photography. I mean, obviously not how to do it. I bet you guys know how to do it, but we learned a little bit more. We focused on taking shots, learning lights, angles, how to use your Samsung phone to take photos. Very important. It was really amazing when you slow down and actually look. Wednesday was sound, and what does sound mean? We had music club with Jeffrey, and the community made music. We were moving to the beat, and you know what? I had a lovely time singing a lovely song, and I know a lot of people enjoyed that. On Thursday was touch, which was my day, art with Aiden. And guess what we did? We painted food. Unfortunately, me and Miss Judith had to come to an agreement. If we can't do bagels, then we're going to paint bagels. So we did paint those bagels, and it was really fun. It was really a good laugh, and it was a lot of fun. Then today, of course, was Friday. And if you know it's Friday, we usually do one thing. We focus on general knowledge. So today was mind. Now, I wasn't here for the entirety of it. I joined around like 1/3 way of it, but I know that Mr. P was mostly focused on, what was it, 90s or 80s slang, and I don't know slang all that well, but I think it's still very interesting that Mr. P chose that one, and a lot of our co-pilots were more interested in today's Kahoot compared to others. Obviously, for me, I didn't understand half of the things that they were saying sometimes. Like, I knew like sup or hang out or my crib. And then some of the other words I just could not understand at all. But of course, it was very exciting. And last but not least, I would really like to give a shout out to my garden club. You know, there were a lot of green thumbs out there, and they were putting in real work in the community gardens. We were planting, weeding, seeding, and taking care of something that grows for everyone. Honestly, guys, if that's not community in action, I don't know what is. And that is your community news. I hope that you guys, if you do want to participate, you're always welcome. And I'll see you guys next time for your next community news. Anyways, let's keep it moving because next up we have Jeffrey, and Jeffrey, of course, is bringing us some live music.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeffrey, and I'm going to bring you some music today. And I have a new song I want to share with you today. It's called Love is Like an Octopus. Now you may think, you may think, I sing a song about an octopus. Well, it's more than just that. It's about love in general. So, hope you like it. Love is like an octopus. It sneaks up in the sea. One minute you're just swimming, next minute it's hugging me. Eight arms of confusion, eight arms holding tight, six sticky little suction cups won't let you go at night. It's wiggly, it's wiggly, it changes shape and who. Sometimes it just says boo. Love is like an octopus, it sneaks up in the sea. One minute you're just swimming, next minute it's hugging me. Eight arms of confusion, eight arms holding tight, sticky little suction cups won't let you go at night. It's wiggly, it's wiggly, it changes shape and who. Sometimes it just says boo. Love is like an octopus, it wraps around your heart. You try to act cool and calm sometimes, but it pulls you right apart. It's goofy and electric, it's awkward and it's sweet. It might ink up the ocean, but it still makes life complete. Love is like an octopus, it sneaks up in the sea. One minute you're just swimming, next minute it's hugging me. Eight arms of confusion, eight arms holding tight, sticky little suction cups won't let you go at night. It's wiggly, it's wiggly, it changes shape and who. Sometimes it just says boo. Love can be dramatic, hurts when feelings pop. Say you need some space, but it just picks from the top. It's in tiny places, it stretches wide and far. You can live deep in the ocean, or sneak inside your car. Eight hands to hold you when the world feels too much. Eight little reminders of the power of touch. can be dramatic. Hurts when feelings pop. You say you need some space, but it just peaks from the top. It fits in tiny places. It stretches wide and far. Aching waves deep in the ocean, or sneak inside your car. It hands to hold you when the world feels too much. A little reminder of the power of your touch. Love is like an octopus, stretched strange but it's true. A little bit messy, but it sticks right onto you. Yeah, love is like an octopus. Who freaking knew? Funny little creature that says, I choose you. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you liked the song. Maybe, I guess it was about an octopus. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, check out my website, jeffrankman.com. I'm Jeff Rankman, and it's back to you, Aiden. Bye, everybody.
Jeff, that was amazing. We always love new songs coming from you. Absolutely fantastic. But unfortunately, you know what that means. When Jeffrey stops playing, we have reached the end of our Youth Connect. Now, if you liked Youth Connect, I need you to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Unfortunately, Kevin had to go. He was late. I'm pretty sure he said that he would have to leave early because of a driving course that he is participating in. So I'm very glad that he showed up for the beginning and did his segment. But unfortunately, we will have to catch you guys in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Catch you later.
Catch you later.